Hi, this is Garry Shrum from the Music and Entertainment Department here at Heritage, here with my friend R.A. Crane. We're here to tell you about all kinds of really cool things coming up in our next auction, which is the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th of May. And we're very excited. This is, if not the best stuff we've had, maybe close to it. It's mind-boggling, the stuff we've seen here in the last 3 months while we've been working on this catalog.
You know, I thought it'd be hard to follow up our first video, Gary, but with these items that we have, the Nirvana signed pieces, the Led Zeppelin, everything else that we're about to share is just staggering. Once in a lifetime opportunities to view these and to hold them. It's been a real pleasure and a privilege, and a once in a lifetime opportunity to own these unique items.
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to go on to ha.com, right now, Music and Entertainment Auction is going. People are bidding, and you can be there right on the spot watching it happen and be one of the bidders. But without further ado, let's talk about some really cool stuff. I'm going to start off with some Beatle items.
Sounds great.
One really great thing here that you just don't see show up is the Mercy Beat newspaper from 1962, early January. Still with Pete Best as the drummer. The Beatles get voted top poll, which is so cool. This is newspaper. It didn't last very well. And this has had a little restoration on it, but look at that. It's suitable for framing. This is the start of Beatlemania in Europe, and followed, 2 years later in the US. And this is one of the great Beatle items that we have. Another one is their first album right here, which is so great because we have the original pressing on vinyl with the black and gold label, which you don't see in good shape at all. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? These are just great to find them in this kind of condition. Not often does it happen. And coming to the other side of the pond, here's the first Beatles single of My Bonnie on Decca as Tony Sheridan and the Beat Brothers. Weren't even known as the Beatles yet. Of course, My Bonnie didn't do anything over here as far as a rock and roll record, where it did in Germany, because Germans were used to singing that to learn English. Really rare piece. There's only a few dozen of these in existence. So this is another wonderful piece. And we'll get back to some more Beatle items here momentarily. I'm going to let R.A. tell you about a few other great things we've got.
Absolutely. So there's a few Led Zeppelin items I'd love to share with you on the table. And the reason why I'm wearing the gloves today is we have one of the original objects from Led Zeppelin's 1976 album Presence. This is number 218 of 1,000, and absolutely fantastic in every way. It has the Alva Museum replica on the bottom that all original 1,000 came in. And these were given out as gifts from members of Led Zeppelin to friends and family. And you'll find this on the actual 1976 album cover of Presence. Just incredible to have one.
Yeah.
And to go with that, this is coming from the collection of James Bucks Burnett. And my friend Bucks also has given us the suit that he had custom made for Zeppelin's US tour. And it comes with a whole bunch of other items. You have November 19th, the posters when they were in Dallas. You have the original ticket stub. You have koozies. You have, or the, help me out here, the drink.
Mat.
Drink mat. Thank you, coaster. You have the original suit that's signed by, has 4 autographs, but 3 of the 4 members of Led Zeppelin had signed that. And it is, like I said, it was a custom-made Houses of the Holy suit. And then behind me, you have the satellite that came out in 1973. It actually has the 25th, 25 years of Atlantic Records on it, 1973. It's the original, and try to find another one.
Yeah, it's the only one I've ever seen, and I used to collect these for my store and hang them from my ceiling. Never even seen it even offer somebody for it. I was shocked when we walked into the store and it was hanging there. I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I immediately,
blimp.
I immediately started freaking out when I saw that. Also, it was just
And one thing I think we should mention with the object, it has the original box. This is the only time I've seen an object with the original box, postmarked and everything on it. It's so cool that they, going back to 1973, somebody got this box in the mail and they cracked it open, and here you go.
that's incredible to find an object with the box. They hardly come up for auction, and when they do, they typically don't have the box. But as you mentioned, over your immediate left shoulder, right to the viewers, is the actual box up here on the shelf. And I also was told that you brought some Bob Dylan items with you today.
Yes, we have some unbelievable acetates. Don't think twice, it's all right. 8-inch acetate, 1963. One-sided, just spectacular condition on it. And then, if that's not enough, we've got Paths of Glory 10-inch as well. And then this really unique piece here, you can see it here, good and clear.
Would you like me to take it out and show me?
Double-sided. Yeah, since you got the gloves on, why don't I just open it up a little here and let you handle it.
Absolutely.
Somebody has written it with red ink pen around the edge, freewheeling, which it isn't freewheeling, it's earlier material. And it's just another neat thing that comes to us once in a while, that we get things like this that, in acetates, they made a handful just for testing the sound levels and whatnot. So
yeah, I've
pretty rare.
After doing a little bit of research, we found a few other very similar labels from Soundmakers Inc., New York, and this is the only one I've found that actually has the freewheeling BD written on it. So I think that makes this exceedingly special, and also that the hand-typed songs that are on there as well.
Yeah, a wonderful piece. And what else did you bring to share today, buddy?
I brought rock and roll history with me, possibly the start of the fuzz guitar. This is very, very special and is going to be in 2 different lots. I brought a little cheat sheet with me here. My lots are 26887 and also 26910. 26887 are the 7-inch single acetates, the 45 RPM acetates, to go with this 1956 recording session. Obviously, the boys from Memphis, Tennessee wanted to make it big. They went to New York. The rest is rock and roll history. Coral Records. We have the original Coral Records stationery from the Johnny Burnett Rock and Roll Trio, with hand-marked notes, choosing what songs of the 25 songs they recorded for that session between 1956 and 1957. These are the songs that went on the original acetates, and it comes with the original 12-inch acetates for the Johnny Burnett Rock and Roll Trio. Because of an accident of plugging in a guitar, this was the first, I believe, known time that fuzz was discovered from the electric guitar. It was so popular they ended up keeping the sound. But there's one of the original acetates from the Rock and Roll Trio. These are from 1956, and we also have the 7-inch acetates in a separate lot.
And I might mention that these are coming from the David Schwartz collection that we had sold over the last several years. And there's still some nuggets from this collection popping up. We just want to share with you.
Yeah, I couldn't resist bringing these out. To me, these are one of my favorite items that we have at this auction. Just for the fact that this recording session is absolutely historical.
It was a catalyst.
It was.
Started
it was a launching point for a lot of different musicians and for the sound in general. And like I said, that accidental fuzz was really changed rock and roll history.
We have a acetate of Take 5 of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. That'll be in the auction as well. And something that everybody's looking for, even people that don't collect Beatles, is the withdrawn Yesterday and Today album. This is the First State mono, which we don't see First States very often because 2 days after it came out, they were, letters were sent out. People were asked to pull them off the shelf and return them. So again, we've got this really nice copy, as you can see. It's stunning condition. That's also in the auction, along with this really great piece here. And that's, everybody knows the story of the White Album, I think. How they were all numbered, and all the low numbers from between 20 and 25 under went to the Beatles to give to their friends and to keep for themselves. Well, we've got number 18 here. If you look real closely here, number 18, and really great condition, as you can see. And that's also going to be in the auction. We've had other low numbers before. We even had number 23, which was owned by Jane Asher at one point, Paul McCartney's squeeze back in the 60s. And that's just stupendous. What else do you have, Ari?
Well, one of my favorite new albums and artist is Linda Hoyle, and she was a member of the band Affinity in 1970, recorded on the UK Vertigo label. This is her self-titled album, Pieces of Me, that came out in 1971. And at that time, this is one of the hardest Vertigo albums that you could find. They only made 300 of these, are what the pressing numbers were, and to have one, to have a first pressing is tremendous.
It's a big deal.
Yep, I personally have a nice copy in my collection, and to be able to find this album. But if you haven't heard this, I would highly recommend listening to Pieces of Me by Linda Hoyle. The vocals are next level tremendous, and the guitars are whoa.
Yeah,
they're
heavy
thrashing.
blues psychedelia.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just fantastic. You just put it on, you go, why haven't I been listening to this for the last 45 years?
Yeah, when I first heard this album, I immediately thought, who's Linda Hoyle? Number one, where has she been my entire life? Number two, and why wasn't she first ballot Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Because this album is just tremendous. So, Pieces of Me, this will be one of the 300 known copies will be available. That'll be May 11th through 14th at the live auction. And again, I hope you bid on this, but if you don't, you have to just get online and listen to Pieces of Me. It changed my life. It really did. So.
Another really great piece we have coming up is another history piece that I feel it's just really great, because this is Buddy Holly. And Buddy Holly started a lot, in the UK when he first toured over there with the Stratocaster, and just incredible songwriting. He just, there's tons of people that have covered his songs and made them big hits as well. Well, we have his solo album here with a large autograph in the corner, which is just great. And it comes with a really nice package of the gentleman that had owned this had taken pictures of where he played, and he's got the Richie Valens and the Big Bopper that goes with the lot.
Wow.
It has some really great pieces. That's also coming up in the auction as well.
So that lot is 3 pieces. We just wanted to stick
3
to,
pieces
yeah.
with some extra little goodies that are all around it that just gives it a little history, and it's got really great bragging rights.
And to stick with the autographs, I have an item that the cover's rough, but sometimes it doesn't matter when you have Blues for Allah signed by the entire Grateful Dead. And you got the money shot right in the middle. You have Jerry Garcia right above the gloves. But to have a Blues for Allah signed by the entire Dead, wow.
Yeah.
And just super beautiful autographs. Comes with the COA, and this can be yours.
Another great autograph piece that we have coming in. We don't have it with us right now, but we will put up a photo here, I'm sure, to brag on it, is the Beatles 1966 U.S. tour book that was signed by all 4 Beatles on the front. Very few of these have ever been seen by all the experts. We showed it around a little bit, and everybody was really blown away. And it has a really neat story, because the gentleman that got an autograph was a policeman that guarded the Beatles. and he was guarding the Beatles. He was hired on extra because the Ku Klux Klan had said that they were going to get him. And that was because of John making the comment that the Beatles had become more popular than Christ. It wasn't putting down Christ in any way, just saying how ridiculous that they had become so popular. That's what was going on, and of course it was taken out of context. But things were happening, and they were having burnings all over the South, burning Beatle albums and Beatle memorabilia. So they hired on this cop to take care of him, and they gave him this nice autograph, and that's also going to be in the auction.
Oh, wow.
What do you got here?
Well, I have two little 45s on red vinyl. We have the 5 Crowns. These are two early 50s doo-wop groups. The 5 Crowns, which later became the Drifters, and also Benny King was in this group. They never found commercial success, but this is a very, very sought after and extremely scarce 45. And we also have the Moon Glows, just one of my absolute favorite little Christmas 45s here. And the vinyl, I don't know if you can catch that, is stunning. It has a smoke going through it. It's from 1953, but this is really indicative of records that you'll see today, even like Record Store Day, coming out with these designs, but just absolutely gorgeous in every way.
Yeah, back at the time, DJs were getting tons of records in all the time. So certain labels would do certain things to make you catch your eye. Colored vinyl or a special picture sleeve. That's why they were doing this. And red vinyl definitely worked to me. I saw blue vinyls and yellow vinyls in the early 60s on a lot of artists.
Yeah, this is on, Discogs. You can look things up fairly easily nowadays, but this one really surprised me. There hasn't been one for sale in quite a while. There's 8 have and 138 want. So for those of you out there that have been looking for this Moon Glows on chance, on red smoke vinyl, here it is, and this is your opportunity.
Yeah, great piece.
It's great.
And talking about colored vinyl, everybody knows this album. What a great album. Rolling Stones at their height, just unbelievable. Well, somebody reissued no more than 10 or 12 copies, as we've heard, on this unique vinyl. Look at this. Does this just knock you out? It's just gorgeous.
That's awesome.
That is just, I love it. It's just one of my favorite colored vinyls I've ever seen.
Next thing we have is the something really interesting. It's Alice Cooper when he visited one of his shows in Dallas at the AstroTurf. This is actually, we have Alice Cooper live from the AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And this is number 16 of 18 that we're offering for sale, and it's never been opened. Only 18 made, and I believe I was told 2 or 3 promos were made. So there's a total of 20 of these that exist on the planet. Number 16 of 18, and I actually brought one that we were given permission to open and show. The one I'm going to show you is number 14 of 18. However, number 16 of 18 is the piece that's going to be available at auction. But I just thought this was such a neat piece because it is called the literal version, literally made out of the carpet that Alice Cooper stood on as he played the show, and just wanted to share that.
Isn't that clever?
It is super clever. I've never seen a record that was that looked like this, that was actually made out of AstroTurf. So.
And Alice had played in this shop, and maybe the shop could hold 30 or 40 people.
Oh wow!
It's not very big.
This comes with an entire archive. Let's see, pull it out real quick. And this archive. We go. Includes posters and cards, as well as the record itself on clear vinyl.
Isn't that great?
So
that's
a beautiful,
so cool.
Beautiful record and a beautiful presentation. And again, one of 20 pieces that were made of the literal edition. All kinds of goodies in here, cards. Trading cards, you name it. So
and most people don't even know about it.
No,
we're letting you know now. This is a big deal.
Now you're an insider.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to pull this out and show. I know that it's a little bit of a lot here, but it's an incredible little package, poster and everything. So
We've got another piece here that I'm very excited about. Ever since I started working in records back in '73, I've had people asking me for this record. It just doesn't ever show up. And it's the Crystals doing the Screw Part 1 and 2. Was never released, and it came out as a promo DJ only. Very, very,
awesome.
very rare. So anybody that's collecting Phillies, most people need it. And I've been hearing from people over the years. Now, here it is finally. It can be yours if you're the highest bidder in the auction. And to follow up, we get sets from time to time, but here is all 5 of Elvis's Sun singles. You can see the push marks in the label very clearly, and really decent condition. This is also in the auction on the very last day of the 4 days. And what do you have there?
well, I have something really special. I have Nirvana's first single, Love Buzz Big Cheese. This is number 826 of 1,000. All the markings are correct. So it is the actual number 826. It's been documented on the website. You're welcome
Double checked and triple checked.
Yes, double, triple checked. It looks unplayed. The sleeve itself is absolutely perfect. The corners, there's no dings. It is as sharp gets. I would say a mint copy of Love Buzz number 826. And then behind me, over my right shoulder, you will find an absolutely unique framed Bleach album. And this is the original Bleach album. But something very unique about this is it's been signed by Kurt Cobain. Where's the Party Nirvana Tour, or Where's the Party Nirvana Peace Tour? Kurt has handwritten. It's signed by Grohl and Novoselic and Kurt Cobain, and Kurt signed it. Kurt is here now. So this entire piece is, I've never seen one that had, I've seen doodle pieces from Kurt, but nothing with this. He really took time to.
Well, it's so well placed. Take a look at that. It's just perfect. And the autographs are nice and big. Sometimes you'll get, you'll hand an album to an artist and they'll sign it, and it'll be an inch and a half long. You can hardly have to squint to see it. Here, this is just a great, great art piece, and we're very excited to have this piece coming up in the auction.
He definitely had some fun with that one.
So, everybody, this is what we've got going on. Do you have anything else to show?
I have this for you to talk about.
That's
Don't want
nice.
to forget about that.
Yeah, we've got a selection of different gold awards, which we have every auction, but here's one, Paul McCartney's second album, and it was, a later award because, as you can see, CDs were already out, but it's so cool with the Apple label and the platinum like this. It just could look really great in your man or woman cave. A fantastic piece. Oh, speaking of Apple, I do have one more thing here. I have a John Lennon Side 1 acetate. Since you got the gloves on, can I just pass that over to you?
Absolutely.
There you go. That is just stunning. Suitable for framing. It's the beginnings of such a giant album, imagine, and a song that will last forever. And we're very excited to be offering that as well. So everybody, go on to ha.com. Go on to our current auction is called 7306. And you can see all kinds of great concert posters. You can see the great still sealed and jazz and rock and classical albums that we talked about in our other video. And this is mostly from the Sunday auction, but as you can see, quite a selection on Sunday. All 4 days, just amazing stuff. Some of the best posters that we've ever had, and absolutely the best jazz stuff we've ever had, ever. I've never seen anything like this. So many jazz pieces that I'd never even seen. Having a store for so many years, you see a lot, but in the 10-inch department, it just blew my mind.
Yeah, for 10 and 12-inch jazz and the acetates and test pressings that are available at for 7306, it's staggering. I've been collecting jazz very seriously for 21 years, Gary, and 3/4 of these pieces are on my want list, but I just haven't been able to find a nice copy. They're available now, 7306, which is May 11th through 14th again. As Gary mentioned, the 11th will be posters, the 12th will be the Copeland record collection, 13th and 14th you'll have more posters, and then what you saw today would be available on Sunday the 14th.
Exactly.
So we look forward to seeing you at the, and also we will be open live our gallery on May 10th for viewing. So we'd invite you to come down and take a look at some of these pieces live here in Dallas at our Dallas headquarters. And hey, happy bidding.
Yep. Have any questions, you can reach us at ha.com. And my email is Garry, Garrys at ha.com. And you are?
I'm ARIC at ha.com.
Good luck, and we'll have some fun.
We'll see you there.
Bye.